What's happening? What's happening, good people? I'm gonna have to pause it, even though I just started the video. Let me go and light my incense real quick, but I'll be right back. Hit that like too. Okay, man. So I'll put my incense out in a little bit. I have one of those long gas station incense, so I don't burn the whole thing. I've been burning that one for maybe 2 weeks now. It's really strong, so I'll out it here in a little bit. I just want to say, man, I just saw a clip of LL Cool J at I think it was the MTV Awards. This guy is 56 years old, and he is somehow putting himself back in the spotlight as far as his genius as one of the best rappers, the greatest rapper of all times, the GOAT. I don't know how he's doing it, but he's putting in a lot of work, and I'm loving it because he's 56. LL is 8 years older than me, right? Let me see, 56. Yeah. Anyways, I got my fruit this morning. I went to Walmart last night, got some fruit. Y'all can see that. I got some grapes, apples, pineapples. The cantaloupe was bad, so I had to throw that out. But it was one of those platters. I got my cup. Number one dad, and I got my water, and we're about to get back into it, man. One thing I think I'm going to change up, and I may do it right now, is I'm going to play music as I'm typing, because that really helps out with the mood for me sometimes, not all times, but we'll see. Yeah, so anyways, we're going to get back into it. This is video 7, I think. And yesterday we left off. We made it down to page, what page is this? Page 3. Let me pour my water up. I just woke up, y'all, so y'all gotta, I'm doing this early. Pour me some water here in the number one dad cup. Take me you know what, I'm gonna have to, I'll pause this because I gotta eat a lot of fruit here. I got a lot of fruit to eat. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I'm back. The incense is out, the fruit is gone, and I'm ready. I'm in the driver's seat and ready to rock and roll. Okay, we stopped here yesterday, so let's pick it back up. Excuse me, let me get a little sip of water. Before I go, I gotta say again, if you're not watching LL Cool J and this reemergence of his career, a resurgence of his career, you may want to do so. Okay, with that being said, as Henry and Jacob continued on the path through the deep woods, the eagerness was causing time to pour. As Henry and Jacob continued on the path through the deep woods, enthusiasm was causing time to pour out like molasses. I highlighted pour because I want it to come across as though you can see them. I'm comparing molasses. You know how thick molasses is, but pour to me now is like pour is it's no obstruction. It's not slow. Pouring means I can hear water pouring, but what does molasses do? Excuse me. Let me see something here. Excuse me. I might just say move a drizzle. What about drizzle? I'll just say move like molasses. Move like molasses. Little small things. I'm being extra because, like I said, I got people watching me now. As Henry and Jacob continued on the path through the deep woods, enthusiasm was causing time to move like molasses. Each step felt as if lead was in his shoes. Alright, so I'm really paying close attention because I know people are watching me on YouTube. So I don't normally take this long to move, but now I'm like, okay. And the comments would be great, okay? But anyways, I stopped there because I kind of transitioned. I start the first sentence, I'm talking about Jacob. I'm talking about Henry and Jacob. And then the second sentence, I transitioned to just Jacob. But it wasn't really a smooth transition because if you're reading this and then I go to each step felt as if lead was in his shoes. Whose shoes? Is it Jacob or is it Henry? So I'll just put right here, for the boy. And I think this is a good thing. For the boy, comma. As Henry and Jacob continued on the path through the deep woods, enthusiasm was causing time to move like molasses. For the boy, each step felt as if lead was in his shoes. And now I'm asking myself, does Jacob even know what lead is? You know what I mean? Because for the boy, for Jacob, each step felt as if lead. Does Jacob even know what lead is? You know what I mean? Y'all got to keep in mind, I was in my 20s when I first wrote this story. I was in my 20s. No, yeah, I was 22 when I first wrote the story. So it can't be lead because Jacob doesn't know what lead is. But what does he know? What does Jacob know is heavy? What has he done that's heavy? Now my mind projects forward into the story and how, maybe I can make this relate to something else in the story. Mud. For the boy, each step felt as if mud was in his shoes. Yeah, let's say mud. Let's say for the boy, each step felt as though, okay, for the boy, each step felt as if his shoes were filled with mud. He knows what that is. He's a little boy. He's a 10-year-old boy growing up in the country. He knows what that is. He stepped in, puddles and he knows what mud feels like if he grew up in the country. As Henry and Jacob continued on the path through the deep woods, enthusiasm was causing time to move like molasses. For the boy, each step felt as if his shoes were filled with mud. For the boy, each step felt as if his shoes were filled with mud. It had been a while since they made the trip, and being that it was overdue, Jacob, he was primed. Okay, I'll leave that there. Stepping on twigs and leaves, hearing the blue jays call out to their fellow tenants. I don't want to say tenants. We're not talking about an apartment here. To their fellow. Could I say flock? Let me see something. Family of birds. Y'all don't laugh at my typing. I told you I taught myself how to type. I really did. It took me forever and I'm still not there yet. Let's say, if I say flock, you don't think fellow family. I'll say family. Family right now. Family. I'll say family right now. Stepping on twigs and leaves, hearing the blue jays call out to their fellow family while swiping away. Okay. Gotta wet the palate. Stepping on twigs and leaves, hearing the blue jays call out to their fellow family while swiping away at the occasional spider web. 20 yards or so away from the pond, the smell of fresh water began growing stronger, captivating the boy as they... Okay, now I just said the boy, so I don't want to say that too much. Captivating Jacob. And that's one thing you can easily do as far as repetitiveness go or redundancy go is write the same thing over and over. That's why you gotta it's important to keep combing through the story. Stepping on twigs and leaves, hearing the blue jays call out to their fellow family while swiping away at the occasional spider web. 20 yards or so away from the pond, the smell of fresh water began growing stronger, captivating Jacob as they got closer. Originally, the 2-acre pond was a simple 8 feet deep hole. Originally, the 2-acre pond was a simple hole. Was a simple hole. I don't need to say how deep it is. It was a simple hole. What's another word for hole? Pit. Yeah. Yeah. I can say pit. Oh, we'll say pit. We'll say pit. Pit. Originally, the 2-acre pond was a simple pit with little to no shore area. With little to no area. With no embankment, right? With no embankment. Okay, I gotta remind you guys because, some people might click on this video for the first time and be like, this guy is a writer? Yeah, I am, but I am very rusty. Very rusty. Not only am I rusty, there's a lot of stuff going on, But you'll see if you stay tuned. Originally, the 2-acre pond was a simple pit with no embankment, just a drop-off, dug out by a small paper mill back in the early 90s. The purpose of the hole was for dumping scrap lumber debris, and it would have been covered after it was filled, but fortunately, it had been left unattended for many years before being discovered by Henry and his friend Shug, who were trespassing on the property at the time. I don't have to write trespassing. That's not important. Don't have to write that. That's not important. The small mill never had the opportunity to dump anything in the hole due to bankruptcy and eventually shutting down. Now the hole and everything else on the property belonged to the bank, who couldn't seem to give the land away. Thanks to Henry and Shug, the exclusive pit had been stocked with every kind of freshwater fish that was native to the state of South Carolina. Coming close to the pond, the rich smell, along with the collection of yellow wildflowers, began entrancing the two. readying the boy for what he'd been waiting on for so long. Oh my God, it's 15 minutes already. Wow. My God. Okay. Hearing the bold croak of a frog, then seeing it in the distance as it dove from one giant lily pad down through the dark surface of the water, then noticing a group of turtles as they slid into the water, evading intruders. It was official. The magic had begun. All right, so it's 15 minutes. I'm probably going to hit 17 minutes because I'm going to stop here, but I'm just going to explain a few things. So as you can see, I just scrubbed a little bit. I'm going to start back here in the green because green means go. Red means stop, you know. So I'll start here tomorrow. And it's going to be a process, y'all. My reading is going to improve. Like I said, when I stop and you see my eyes going back and forth, it's not really me seeing anything on the screen. It's my mind is like, okay, what about this though? What about that though? You know, you got to cut that. It's my mind doing that. And I'm seeing a picture of Jacob and his dad, Henry, at this this pit that's filled with water. And I can smell the flowers. I can hear the birds. I can see the butterflies. I can feel the sun on my skin, like literally. So I'm going through all this, and I think a good writer is almost like playing God to a certain extent because you're building this world. And that's why I say I need you guys to give me some feedback, you know, when you catch these videos. Anyways, y'all tell me what you think so far. Leave comments, leave suggestions. I said before, you can leave suggestions and I may even implement your suggestions, but don't expect to get paid. If you do a good enough job, I'll give you credit. Anyways, y'all enjoy your day. This is Anthony L. Kelly. Till next time, salute. I'm out.
All by myself, free from all the hustle and bustle of every